Brand identity, what is it and what does it entail? Brand identity basically means how your brand portrays itself to its customers. Now, this includes your imagery, your feel, everything involved in that we'll be breaking down soon. Now, picture it this way. Imagine your brand is a male or a female, and how they portray themselves, how you see them, from the dress that they wear, how they smell, how they touch, how they feel, how you feel when you touch them and all that. All those components come together to form the brand identity. So brand identity basically consists of everything, imagery, sound and feel of your brand and how you present that brand to the customer. Let's jump right into, let me explain the various stages in brand identity and what it entails. Now, there are some key elements of the whole brand identity process that you have to take note of. Brand identity covers from your logo or your wordmark. It covers from the color palettes that you use, the imagery, the kind of images you use itself, how you present those images, the sounds you use, the kind of animations you use, the kind of graphics you use, how you present the graphics to the customer, your packaging. All those components come under the brand identity process. So your logo is not your brand, neither is your logo your brand identity, but your logo is part of the brand identity process. So basically, putting all these things together forms the brand identity. That's what you present to the customer. Now, the benefit of this is that it helps you distinguish your company from the rest of the clutter or the rest of the businesses in that same space. Now, putting together all these things have to work together with themselves. If not, you have one thing acting on its own and the other one acting otherwise also, and you not have any coherency between them. So the best way to build a proper brand identity is to follow these particular tips I'm about to share with you. Now, in order to have an effective and clean brand identity that works across all boards, your brand identity has to be memorable. It has to be extremely memorable. You don't want to confuse your users when they are looking for your product. Also, your logos and co have to be scalable. You want to use images that are always in correct pixels, not pixelating. When you scale them out, when you print them out, it really doesn't present you in a good light. Also, you want to use clean reading text. You don't want to use a baby reading font for a very classy business or product that you're offering. So you have to understand all these components of it and also use them accordingly. So if you are offering a business product, you have to use imageries that predict or present your business in that particular light. If you're offering baby products, you have to know how to apply the correct colors to appeal to the right audience. Remember, you're not marketing that product or service to a baby, you're marketing it to the parent. So how would you attract that parent? You know, all these components comes into the thought process. That's when your brand strategy has to really speak on behalf of the brand. So if you are building all this process, do what to consider all these particular things. Also, your logo or your identity has to be distinct. You don't want it to look like everybody else's own. You don't want to go and copy how Coca-Cola has done their branding and apply the same thing to your brand. You get lost in the clutter. Also, you want it to be flexible where you can apply it on various items, various places as well. You can see on the screen a couple of examples of a full brand identity process as well. Also, you want it to be a cohesive brand identity you're performing or building, whereby they complement each other. So when you're using one identity process or one identity pack of the whole process, it can complement other parts of the brand as well, whether being from your logo applications to building 3Ds out of them or using them in product and marketing. It has to be cohesive so that they can all work together, not using a yellow logo and then using a pink packaging where they don't communicate to each other. So you have to really understand the whole thought process that goes into creating the whole brand identity look. Now, one key thing to note before creating a whole brand identity is that you have to understand the brand you want to build in general. Once you understand that and you know your target audience, you'll be able to build a very fantastic and clean brand identity. Well, I hope this video helped you. There are 2 videos down here. Do well to watch them on how to build a brand as well. See you in the next video. Cheers.